Laken Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand. But look, if we change the dynamic at the border, people pay,
whatever the hell that means. We've got more illegal criminals, record-breaking numbers, which Biden could literally execute an executive order. He actually, a lot of people don't know this. I've done a couple of videos on this immigration crisis. If you haven't seen them, I'll link them later. He when he first entered office on the very first day, he redacted all of Trump's immigration policies. He halted the building of the wall. He's done everything in his presidential power. He's done everything he can to allow this to happen. He could literally solve the border crisis right now today. He doesn't need Congress. He can issue an executive order. Anyway, don't get me started on this. I'm just going to get heated. I'm going to get upset, and I'm already upset because Laken Riley, this amazing, talented young woman who tragically was killed by an illegal alien. Yes, illegal, not undocumented. It's not disrespectful to call them what they are. Illegal, Mr. President. Illegal, Miss Pelosi. Was tragically killed by an illegal alien who was allowed entry into the United States illegally. And instead of apologizing to the family of Laken Riley, instead of actually reaching out and saying, hey, we need to do something about this, instead of taking any action which he could, he goes on MSNBC and apologizes for calling the killer illegal. Watch this.
But during your response to her heckling of you, you used the word illegal when talking about the man who allegedly killed Laken Riley.
An undocumented person. And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented. And look, when I spoke about the difference between Trump and me, one of the things I talked about on the border was that the way he talks about vermin, the way he talks about these people polluting the blood. I talked about what I'm not going to do, what I won't do. I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect. Look, they built the country. The reason our economy is growing. We have to control the border and more orderly flow, but I don't share his view at all.
So you regret using that word?
Yes.
So instead of apologizing for the disaster of a State of the Union address where you completely mispronounced Laken Riley's name and you said Lincoln Riley, which you were forced to do, called out and heckled by Marjorie Greene Taylor, God bless her, because he never would have mentioned her name. He started his State of the Union speech with Ukraine, not America. He talked more about helping other people besides Americans in his State of the Union address. Instead of apologizing for the mispronunciation, which actually Laken Riley's mom went on Facebook and wrote this really, really heartbreaking post on Facebook, just absolutely scolding the president for such a terrible deviation from your oath of office, deviation from your number one duty, which is to serve Americans, to serve the citizens of the United States. You're apologizing for misidentifying an illegal immigrant criminal? You go on national television. This is all a product. I'm telling you right now. This is all a product of DEI. All of this. See how DEI infects everything? It's almost like the president's afraid of being canceled. And that MSNBC reporter, his tone and his condescension. You referred to the alleged, he says alleged illegal the illegal who allegedly killed Laken Riley. No, you scoundrel, scum, rotten, DEI hire, anti-American troglodyte. I don't have enough words in the English language. I'm getting so upset. Allegedly killed Laken Riley? No, he killed Laken Riley. It's like almost like as if the president's afraid of being canceled. You don't have the balls to do the right thing and apologize. You should have gone right after the State of the Union. You should have gone live from the White House and say, I just wanted to be very, very clear. Today I mentioned an amazing young woman whose life was cut short by a legal alien who crossed the border illegally. And I want to make that right. I want to say my heart goes out to the parents, and I want to pronounce her name properly and correctly for the record. That's what you should have done. That's what a decent president, that's what a public servant oath to office honoring president would have done. But you apologize to the killer? You apologize to the illegal immigrant rather than Laken Riley? How do you think her parents feel? No wonder her mom went on Facebook, which I would do a lot worse than go on Facebook. God bless her parents, much more patient, reserved, and forgiving probably than I am. You are an absolute travesty, Mr. President. I'm saying this as an American citizen whose heart is aching for his country. Our country is literally rotting from the inside out. You're allowing millions and millions and millions of these illegal aliens who are military-abled young men. These aren't families looking for a better life. They're coming from China. They're coming from the Middle East. They're coming from Venezuela. They're gangs that are being let out of jail from Ecuador, Honduras, Nicaragua, you name it. They're coming into this country to set up shop. There's so much evidence that proves this is what's happening. Here's what a different president did. Here's another action that a president did. It's a guy who happened to be a former president and who happens to be running for president. Check this out. So here you have Donald Trump, who is with Laken Riley's family, consoling them. He's not going on MSNBC and apologizing to an illegal alien. He's not, but Joe Biden he's not sorry that he misstated Laken Riley's name in front of the entire country as Laken Riley. Instead, he's sorry he didn't use the politically correct term for her alleged killer. Says a lot about his priorities. What does Donald Trump do? Donald Trump does what everybody thinks a president should do. Donald Trump does what a decent human being does. He goes to console the family. That's his first priority, not to go on the news and try to earn non-canceling points with his base that is so far off base, so far off you can't even call them the radicalized left. Or the extreme left. This has become the party of literally anti-American Marxists. They're left of Lenin, man. It's gotten out of control. So this is what President Trump did. What did President Biden do? Well, here's another clip that might illustrate some things. I want you to watch this clip and think about if you were Laken Riley's parents, what would you think of this?
Do you regret using the word illegal to describe immigrants last night, sir?
Well, I don't regret it. It was technically not supposed to be here.
You don't even have the balls to call it what it is. We have one of the worst crises that this country has ever faced. The governor of New York absolutely enlisted the National Guard to go into the New York subways because of all these illegals who were basically turning New York into Gotham City. Shame on you, Mr. President. I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. If I'm a father of a beautiful, precocious child who had literally the whole world to look forward to, had so much promise, such a beautiful, bright future to look forward to, robbed just like that because of, as Marjorie Greene Taylor says, people you let in. You let them in. President Biden, you could finish the wall. You could issue an executive order. But no, you don't want to do that. Why? Because you need the votes. I agree with Tucker Carlson. I think you guys are going to try to steal the election. Again, perhaps. for the second time. This is the most consequential year of our republic, ladies and gentlemen, Nez Nation. We need you. This is the whole purpose of my channel, to raise awareness, because nobody's talking about this stuff. Nobody's bringing this up to anybody's attention. On the one hand, you've got a feeble, cognitively declined, refusal to admit, egotistical, narcissistic, sociopathic curmudgeon who can barely struggle without the help of a lot of medication to cohesively compose a few sentences in a row, struggle to even say the name of a victim who was dealt a fatal blow by illegal aliens. I mean, the facts are absolutely refute everything he said in the State of the Union about how the State of the Union is strong, but jobs are good. No. None of that is true. None of it is true. Everything he said about the border, not true. Everything he said about the Republicans don't want, they dismissed this comprehensive border bill. No, it was a comprehensive Ukraine bill. There's so much context left out of there. You have a guy who wants to spend more money and send it away instead of reinvesting it. He says, you guys need to pay your fair share in taxes, billionaire. Who creates jobs? Is it the government? Or is it business owners, entrepreneurs, CEOs? Who creates economies? Is it the government or is it business owners, CEOs, the free market, entrepreneurs, people who the blood, sweat, and tears following the American dream? You want me to pay my fair share of taxes, Mr. President, so you can what? Funnel the money into foreign proxy wars instead of reinvesting it in America? You want me to pay my fair share? So you have that guy on the one hand, then you have the other guy who, under his, when he was at the helm, we had 4 years of almost unmatched prosperity. The economy was amazing. The stock market was amazing. Interest rates were amazing. Inflation was amazing. Gas prices. I could buy food. I could take my family out to dinner and a movie and it not cost an arm and a leg. I felt secure. He was building the wall. He cared about immigration. He was giving it tough to foreign dignitaries and foreign heads of state who were taking advantage of America. He was giving it to China. He was creating a little more warmth to this now iciness between Russia and the United States. The choice is clear, y'all. The choice is clear. I mean, these are our choices. I'm not saying necessarily these are the best choices, but these are our choices. And to me, the choice is clear. I want to throw this off to you. What do you guys think of this whole Laken Riley thing? And what do you think of the president apologizing to the illegal instead of Laken Riley and her family, instead of mispronouncing it? What do you think of that? I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments down below. As always, I try with my whole soul best to respond to all the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Let me know where you're joining me from, what city, what state, what country. I love it. We have a lot of non-Americans who watch this channel. I love you guys because you care, because you know that America is the leader of the free world and American politics really it's a ripple effect. It affects the entire globe. I love hearing from you guys. Our fans from the UK, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Australia. I love hearing from you guys. South Africa, everywhere. I love hearing from you guys. So let me know. As always, channel members and super thanks and super stickers, you get top priority. So I'm going to respond to your comments first, always. Think about becoming a member. It's very, very inexpensive, and all of that money gets reinvested into the channel. You get all sorts of perks, live streams, exclusive posts, videos, etc. And you support this aim of this channel, this purpose of this channel is to bring the objective truth out, things that mainstream media and legacy media won't cover. If you made it this far, make sure you subscribe to our free newsletter. It's free. Just give us your best email and you get everything right to your inbox very conveniently. So make sure you subscribe to that. Here are some of the videos I was talking to you about earlier. Check these out if you haven't checked them out. Just click on them right now. You can watch them. They're amazing. Subscribe and follow. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, God bless you and your family. And God bless America. I'll see you soon.